Welcome, everyone, to this high-maintenance edition of Just Joshing. I am your host, Joshua Penteleresco, and today is time to get into episode 81. I told you this would be a little late this week because of the last round of bedbug spray, which is finishing, and I've actually started putting my stuff back into my house that it's mine. The only thing I'm a little worried about right now is my potted plant, because my potted plant, it's really cold out here. The weather just really changed drastically, and I haven't been able to take care of it. Besides that, it's all good. Let's see, what can we talk about? Well, this podcast is officially going live. May 24th, Owl's Nest Books. I will be conducting my first ever live podcast. And yes, it's going to be fun. I have two confirmed guests so far. Axel Hallerton, or Hot Gothic, as you just recently heard, and someone I haven't interviewed for the podcast yet, Robert Bose. Robert's a cool dude. He's been very supportive, and it's going to be really fun to have him. Beyond all that, beyond my career stuff, well, you know, I've been going through, like I said, last year was definitely a growth of the heart. It officially dawned on me, due to certain circumstances, that part of that relationship with that person is done. That's good. All right. The one lesson that the last lesson I learned, that was really important, is this: you gotta realize what you can and can't do, and what you can't do is maybe the hardest thing to admit. Because of what you can't, I don't like admitting I can't do something. I really don't. I personally have that belief in myself that there isn't anything I can't accomplish. That said, there are just some things you just can't do. And you have to admit that to yourself. But we're still friends, and we still care about each other. It's just, it is what it is. You know, she moved on, and rightfully so, because I'm not the guy, and I'm good with that. But the other important thing I've learned is, you know, I deserve a little bit more self-care than I've given myself, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. I have a few cool things coming up, and I'm going to make it more of a point to actually go out and do things a little bit more often. Balance myself a little bit. You need to have those moments for yourself, and this Saturday I'll be doing a couple of those things. Beyond all that, it's time to get to the podcast this week. My guests are the high maintenance ladies of the apocalypse, Mindy Friesen and Christine Steendam. They both have been on the show before. I get to talk to Melinda a little bit about more this time. Melinda's really cool, secretly super cool, and Christine is soccer mom. I mean, who has not to love about her? All right, we'll get into it right after this. Called A Familiar Story Told in a Brand New Way, The Watcher is about a slave boy who kills his dragon masters and goes into a post-apocalyptic wasteland, discovering that there's more to life than being a slave. The Watcher is book 1 of the Watcher saga, which has book 2, Storm Dancer, and the concluding saga, The Wandering God, will be out later this year. It is available at mirrorworldbooks.com, amazon.com.ca, Barnes & Noble, Chapters Indigo, and any other online bookstore you can think of.
So what's up? So yes. See, I guess that's why my energy drink looks like a freaking penis. I just remember that. I am recording, by the way, so anything you guys say will be used against you or something to that effect. I don't know. So this is apparently we start off with, I guess, with a high maintenance concept to get into Skype. So, which is appropriate considering the book you guys have worked on together, The High Maintenance Ladies of the Apocalypse. So, I guess my first question to the both of you is, before we get to the goofing off part of this conversation, is so who came up with the concept of the High Maintenance Ladies of the Apocalypse, and why did you guys put this all together? What was the whole scheme behind it?
It started out as a Facebook conversation that I think involved how to open a can, like a canned food, without a can opener.
Interesting.
And I don't consider myself very high maintenance, and I learned this trick, and I was like, I had no idea what this was. What would happen if you threw some high maintenance city girl into the zombie apocalypse? Like, she wouldn't know how to open a can without a can opener.
No, and that's pretty much it. And you guys just came up with this whole universe just based on a can opener.
People always say, like writers should waste time on this book. But it worked out well for us, so we were kind of bouncing back and forth about this idea. And then I said, that's actually a good idea. And then we kind of like, well, maybe we should try that. And then this is kind of a joint idea. It's not like I'm going to write it or Christine's going to write it. Let's write it together. So I had never done a joint project like that before, so there's that sense of, well, how is this going to work? How are we going to pull this off? And I decided, well, let's just get together and brainstorm some ideas about how we think this would go. And that's what we did. So Christine brought in the big paper and had some wine, and we settled on the floor at my house, and we just started brainstorming and ideas and about our characters, what are these characters going to be like, and pretty soon Christine had her character, I had my character. We did a little Facebook and social media thing to name the characters. We let people, our fans and friends, name the characters. So my character became Vanessa and hers became Maddie, so we went from there.
So Vanessa and Maddie are high maintenance ladies in an apocalypse.
Yes, they don't know they are in the apocalypse.
And they don't. Oh, this is even better. So
yeah, at first they think this is just going to pass and it's all going to be okay, and we can go back to our high maintenance lives. But of course, that doesn't happen.
No, it wouldn't happen. And they somehow survive, or is that reading and find out?
Yes, we can find out, but because we start before this all happens, like this is it's an apocalyptic. But we start out when they're kind of in their normal lives, and with this one incident that kind of solidifies things. So, and it was when they're at the spa, so they go to the spa together, and Vanessa, who's my character, so she doesn't like that they're trying out a new spa because she doesn't know if they're going to clean things properly. They had this spa that she liked and felt comfortable with, and so now they're going to this new place, and right off the hop, Vanessa's upset and unhappy with this place because they have jetted foot baths, and bacteria grows in there and stuff. So kind of start out where she's already uneasy. We're at this weird place, and then stuff starts getting real. A lady walks in with fast food bags, and of course our high maintenance ladies are, they're no fast food, organic. Like they're very fussy about what they eat in their bodies and how they keep themselves. So. With the fast food bag and think, the smell of it and stuff like that. So, and of course, things kind of go off the rails with her very quickly. So that's where we open up, is kind of normal life, and then bam, we have something strange happening, and it sets off a whole series of events. Yep.
Awesome. I'm actually a little jealous. I never thought of something like this. I'm actually really a little jealous. Not gonna lie. This sounds amazing. This sounds like a comedy / horror. So I almost wonder if there are high maintenance zombies. I don't know if that's that kind of apocalypse, but that would be amazing. And if you guys ever do a sequel, and if they do become zombies, that's what you should do, like high maintenance zombies. That would be amazing. I'd be like,
not the brains they eat. We don't know.
Well, that'd be it. I mean, they wouldn't go for like they wouldn't go for like human brains. They'd be like going for like, I can't believe we're fucking talking about this on the podcast. But anyways, wouldn't be human brains. They look for like the vegetable brains or something, like it's just some or the equivalent of brain tofu, whatever the hell that would be. But
maybe they only eat brains of vegans.
that would be strange yet awesome. That'd be like, how would you diligently find that out? And what if they cheat? Go back to that. I'm thinking now Scott Pilgrim, where Scott fights the vegan. It's like, yeah. Gelato is not vegan. Then it's like you had chicken. You're not vegan. No power spray. I don't know. I don't really know. But it goes to show you, like me personally, like one of the reasons I still have Facebook is because I do a lot of actual business there, which is a strange thing. For all the bipolar stuff I'm seeing now on Facebook, where it's either I'm reading about Donald Trump or in my case I'm talking about unicorns that fart rainbows, and that seems to be, there's no middle ground right now on Facebook, it looks like.
No.
So, but no, that you guys do.
It's cool that we can be a time waster. Like, I mean, I think we were kind of, when we came up with the idea, we were wasting time, but at the same time, you never know when those ideas are going to come, and I think some of it, you know, you can collaborate with other people that way, and because we were friends, you don't know if maybe you're sparking something in the other person or vice versa, or, you know, can come and do something together like what we've done. And, you know, for us, we didn't know if it would, you know, is it going to be the friendship breaker? Like, are we still going to like each other when we're all done? You don't know. And I mean, how are you both going to react? What if you have ideas that are opposing to each other? And how are you going to play that out? And sometimes, I mean, we had the experience of, I write a scene and it kind of goes in a different direction than I thought it would go, but you kind of roll with it. And then you send it off to the other person, and it's like, here's this big mess, now you deal with the mess. So I think Christine was a real trooper in dealing with some of the messes I created, and I had to deal with the messes she created, and so...
What? I don't create messes.
She does not create messes, they're masterpieces. Get it right, masterpieces.
Perfection.
Yeah.
Like Jackson Pollock, right?
Yes.
It's
It's like, you make the mess, I do the masterpiece, and I'm just special, okay? Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But what we found was we kind of had we had a really good energy going with it, and, you know, it was nice to have that experience of being able to write something, send it off, have a little rest, the other person's working, and then they send it back to you. And so this is kind of the way we did it, is we just kind of went back and forth, because she had her character, I had my character, and then we were writing from that point of view in the various chapters. So we didn't have, because people have asked us, like, how did you maintain, you know, the same voice if you're writing together? And it wasn't a problem because we were writing from two different points of view. Had we written, you know, from one point of view, that would have been a callback to the other, but we didn't have that issue because of the two different points of view.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask, now I'm asking you both because Christine has been mostly silent so far in this conversation, right? So was this your first collaboration?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
My first official collaboration. I've done like fun projects that I never did anything with other people, but this is my first official collaboration.
So, okay. I want you to talk first. I'm pointing at Christine. On this one. No disrespect to you, Miss Mindy. You're great, but this is a dual conversation. And so far you have talked for 7 out of 8 minutes. I might have talked for 45 seconds. So I'm just, and nothing wrong with that. This is about you, not me. But Christine, why so silent?
Well, Mindy's doing such a good job explaining everything, so...
Yeah, I know, but you're here too, and you're
It's give and take.
Yeah, it's true. 7 minutes though, yeah, we gotta get you involved. So so collaboration for you? Did you learn anything? Was this like what I've done so far on collaboration purposes is usually I work with an artist on a book. Usually I'm doing the story, they're doing the art, and there's kind of a bit of an overlay, a crossover, but not really. Here, you're both kind of playing with the same medium. So I'm assuming there was some give and take, but I'm assuming too, because of my experience, like sometimes their ideas are better than yours, and vice versa. So, what you learn?
I learned that collaboration will really push a story along. I mean, if I get stuck, Mindy was usually there to push it along, and vice versa. And it's very much, the improv rule, yes and, right? So you can never really say no to something.
Well, you can, but only if it's really bad. I mean, but usually it's a lot. But usually it's a lot of fun, right? So So do you guys, like, when you guys did this, did you have like a structured like idea where it was gonna go kind of deal, or did you have like, or did you just go, hey, what if we do this?
We pulled out like my go-to brainstorming. I get big like flip chart paper, and we just started brainstorming ideas. And so we had a rough idea. We knew where we were starting. We knew where we were ending, and we had little checkpoints we wanted to hit. But we didn't have it all planned out. So, you know, we have the first couple chapters kind of planned, or we kind of pants it, and then when we get stuck, we're like, okay, we need to sit down and figure out where we're going now.
So how big's the book, if you don't mind my asking? Like, is it like 40, 50,000 words? Is it bigger, smaller?
So it's around 40,000 words.
Ooh, that's really cool. It's not like a short, it's like a short in-between project between your big, massive ones.
Yeah.
Yes, that's cool. No, actually, it's really good. Something I've been, like, my next release is going to be around between 40 and 50,000 words. And and the thing is, I'm noticing now more and more, it's from the writing point of view, the smaller, like, dime style novels seem to be coming back in a more popular way. So both of you feel free to talk on this next question. Do you see yourself doing more books of that size, or do you guys like the bigger format still?
I see the next, I think the whole series of High Maintenance Ladies of the Zombie Apocalypse. I don't see us making one, you know, novella and then one full-length novel. I see us carrying that through, but as for like my own personal writing, I usually do longer stuff, like 80 to 100,000 words is kind of my sweet spot. And I like to really delve into characters and get into depth with that, and it's a little bit harder to do in a novella. However, I mean, a story takes how long it takes. I think this story, we were able to get into, develop our story in that many words, and so I think if we were to take it, make it into a novel, for example, you'd be fluffing it out. Whereas what we have now is this really tight, really fast-paced, fun, gory novella that people can enjoy in sound bites. So if they're sitting at lunch and reading, they can probably over a week finish this book. And I think a lot of people are looking for something a little bit easier to read that they can kind of take along with them and read in between different things.
Well,
yeah.
Miss Christine? Sorry.
Oh, yeah. And as for like where my personal projects are, like I agree with Mindy, these are the ladies' books are just going to be the novellas, and personally, my books range from around 50,000 to 80,000 words, so to go down to 40,000 isn't that strange for me.
No, it's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with your, like, the size. Just like, did you find it was like a more concise format for you, or?
Well, because I have a series that is at around the 50,000 words, like, I found it wasn't that strange for me to go down to 40. Like, it wasn't that different, you know, a story to be 10,000 words less. That's not a huge difference there, so.
Fair enough. No, I bring this up because I've had this conversation with other writers in the past, and one of the things I say now today, our mediums are phones. I mean, more so than a computer, more so than a book or anything like that, is our mediums are our phones. And the thing of it is, for a 40,000 word novel, like I take a train, like usually to go from to and for where I need to go. While I'm on the train or I'm on a bus, it's really easy for me to open up my phone and read a couple thousand words here and there. And something like what you guys have is perfect for that format. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no, you guys, it just went to, like, it was just the natural length for this story is pretty much what you guys are great getting to.
Yeah.
I think so. It fell into kind of that logical section, you know, your beginning, your middle, your end, and by the time we finished that first set of scenes, and we're at the 1/3 mark, we were sitting at just over 10,000 words, and so we were both kind of predicted that this is going to be a 35 to 40,000 word book. I mean, we knew at that point what it was going to be. And for me, it feels a little bit strange. Like, I've almost felt the need to apologize. Well, you know it's short. Because I think I'm used to putting out these bigger, longer books. And I think that's just been me having to adapt to that. Like, no, it's still a book. It's just a little bit shorter of a book. Story. It still has full characters. It's still well developed. It's just a shorter story. So some of it's just been changing the way I look at books and at my books, and because this is also my first adult book, like I write for teens, so that's been different also to stepping into the skin of a person who's not a teenager.
Although I find it's not an odd stretch, horror writers and young adult writers eerily fit together very well. I'm not completely sure why that is, although I don't know if it's horror is the right word to describe. Your book sounds like a comedy slash. It sounds like Zombieland. It's got horror elements to it, but it's not really what I would call a traditional horror, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think horror can be a lot of fun, and as long as you embrace it, yeah, we're having fun. But no, I really want this book. I really do. I'm going to have to wait until March to get it, but I really want this book. It sounds awesome. It really, really does. Mindy, I have a question for you. What do you normally read?
Okay. I normally read a lot of TV, so different genres, but I do on occasion read adult books, but for the most part, if I'm in a bookstore and I'm gonna go pick a book, any book, I will go to the YA section and pick something from there. I really like YA and how fast paced it is, and really the sky's the limit when it comes to teenagers and what you can do with that genre and that group. And so that's my go-to.
All right, man. I'll just ask you, Miss Christine, when you do read, what do you normally like to read? Somehow I feel like I almost feel like dare I say romance?
Oh, actually,
No.
not a lot. A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm on a YA kick actually right now.
Cool.
Same thing. The fast-pacedness. You don't need a long attention span to sit and read it.
Have you? Okay. So.
Otherwise, contemporary romance a bit, and science fiction is a big one for me.
Ooh. Okay. So you'll dig this. Okay. The reason I brought this up, there's two reasons. First off, on a comment on young adult, the biggest thing I love about young adult is the presentation of the books. Like, I just finished Illuminae by J. Kristoff and Kaufman. I can't remember her first name to save my life right now, and I'm really sorry. But the really cool thing about that book was how the design of the book. It was such a different experience reading it that it was like something that we young adult does, I think, a lot better than any other genre is. I can look at, say, The Hunger Games. I can look at, say, Illuminae. I can look at, say, Hugo Cabret, and young adult actually plays with the medium of the book as a whole a lot better than anything else out there, which I think is really cool about young adult. And as you say, the sky's the limit about what you can read about. I mean, whether it's John Green, or whether it's Alison Goodman, or whether it's Collins, or whether it's someone like that. It's always a little bit different. But the reason I bring this up is your books actually kind of reminds me of the old school pulp dime novel, like something like you guys probably both would enjoy. Since you like science fiction, Miss Christine, I'm going to recommend an author to you on the podcast, Roger Zelazny. He's a very old school science fiction / fantasy novel. The book I'm recommending to you is Nine Princes in Amber. I think you'd really, really dig it. And the really cool thing about that entire series, they're 150-page books, but it's like the densest fiction I've ever read. Yeah, it's like I think because your book sounds surprisingly dense for 40,000 words. I almost I almost can see them crying eating baked beans from a can. Somehow that's what I feel like the food is. They're just crying as they're eating baked beans and trying to avoid the zombie apocalypse. Or is it a zombie apocalypse, or is it a different kind of apocalypse? I should have asked that.
The zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, there's a real crisis when they have to resort to drinking boxed wine.
Oh my god.
That's a problem.
That's a... Oh Lord.
Yeah.
Please.
So, you were right when you said Zombieland because we have the humor in there. Like people have told me, oh, I laughed out loud at such and such a scene. But then we also have the we're going to get some blood guts. And we have different stages of zombies in ours because, you know, there's a different types of zombies. You have your lumbering zombies and you have your running zombies. And we thought, what kind of zombies do we want to have? So we really made this whole thing a progressive disease. And so at one point, zombies bloat because they're dead, of course, and so their insides are rotting, so they become very bloated. They're just lumbering around all bloated, and I'll just say that we have a scene where they encounter those, what we call poppers, encounter a very sharp object, and they live up to their name. So,
you can just imagine.
That's so terrible. Suddenly I have Pop Goes the Weasel in my head. I am a horrible human being. Horrible.
You can imagine a high-maintenance lady who likes to have her hair done, her clothes just sewn, her nails done.
I seriously think you guys should do a high-maintenance zombie. No, I'm serious. It fits. You can actually do, like, even as a small, like, bonus in, like, one of the back, the zombie entering the stages from high maintenance to zombie infected, and as it gets more and more infected, it just, like, you know, the crisis to the zombie as it loses everything, including its sanity, is that it's no longer pretty.
Yeah. Maybe a supplemental story.
That's what I'm saying, like something like that. Because oh my god, this sounds so much. So is this how finite is this? I mean, I'm assuming you guys have got at least one more in this world. Do you guys like have a master plan? Like we can go forever. We can have like 3 books and we're out. You know, what's that?
Trilogy.
A trilogy.
And a trilogy. That's kind of where we're sitting at. I tend to get sick and tired of series up after about 3, so.
Fair enough.
Short attention span.
Because it just seems like a really, like, you go in a lot of fun different directions. You know, I don't know if this particular group of characters could last longer than 3, because I think after about 3, they couldn't be high maintenance ladies anymore. I mean, they might want to be, but certain practicalities just will get in the way. Like, they'll eventually run out of box rhyme and will have to resort to beer. And I don't even want to see that scene.
No, I don't think you'll ever see them doing beer.
No? Even if it's the last bit of booze on Earth?
I don't know. I think they'd rather go without.
Oh, wow. They're hardcore.
Because you gotta have standards even in the middle of the apocalypse.
You have to have okay. I really want this book. I really, really do. I really, really do. So, actually, I actually need to get more books from both of you. I love Shadows of the Unseen from you, Miss Christine. That was actually really, really good. I really enjoyed it. And I got the first book of yours. And right now, I feel really bad because I can't remember the title because I didn't get enough sleep last night. And hold on, one sec. I'll find it here real quick. Da 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 da. I can't find it. Okay. Enslavement. Yeah. No, actually, I really dug the fact with I love how you portrayed the main character in particular in the first one. The fact that she was actually silent. There was no dialogue. It was such a creative take on her imprisonment, because it was like her one true freedom was her ability to speak. And I thought that was a really interesting twist on that, because this was her control and her power. And I'm really curious when you get to the sequel, because that's, I mean, I feel like I'm giving a spoiler away, but it's still, I think it's important. There comes a point where she has to speak, and when she does, once you make that choice, you can't take it back, right? So when you did the sequel, was it different to have her as more vocal throughout?
It was. But she still has that tendency to kind of withdraw and to be quiet instead of sharing what's going on in her head. Like, it is kind of, I would say she's an introvert who retreats inside herself when things get really tough. And that is irritating for the people around her who don't know what's going on in her head. But I think she retains that. Basically, her choosing that saved her from succumbing to the slavery and to becoming a slave. Like, there's a sense of having to preserve that piece of yourself that's still free, and that's how she did that. So in the second book, I look at different ways that she preserves that.
All right. And besides High Maintenance Ladies, what are you working on right now, Miss Christine?
I'm working on another Western.
Nothing wrong with that.
Western book. And I got the last Ocean book, so.
And then you're, from what I've read, you are, if not slowing down, taking at least a step back.
Yes. So I got 2 books for the Oceans book's ready for formatting whenever I feel like doing that. And the Western book, I'm slowly picking away at my second draft as I work at it. But I have no big plans for when it's going to release. It'll probably be sometime this year, but who knows? I'm just not setting deadlines for myself and kind of enjoying family life and the kids before my oldest goes to school next year. So
you basically, you're actually being a full-time now soccer mom while you can. No, it's cool. No, I mean, family's important. I mean, if I had kids personally right now, I mean, they would be my #1 priority, no matter what I did. It would be. I mean, I know, like, I have 3 books coming out this year. My 3rd book is of the poetry series. The final book of that series comes out in September. The current book I'm just finishing right now comes out like around, I want to say May-ish, which is The Cloud Diver, which is basically The Matrix meets Indiana Jones. And then it's fun. I did if you go on my podcast right now, there's a conversation with Ron Friedman. And you can literally hear at the end of that conversation where I got the idea for this series. Like, it literally comes to me talking to him. And basically I have a cowardly main character, and his partner's a redhead with a gunblade. All right, and they're trying. The first book is they're trying to save the world from a super flu, and it's basically the opener into the world. I have in this story so far zombie mobsters. Right, my zombies are Borg, and one of them I named him after my sister's pet lizard. All he can say is the word brains. That's all he can actually say. Right, but it's like different dialogue. My villain is based off. I don't know if either of you know of Adam Dries, but if you do, and if you've ever seen him do a presentation, you'll understand he's my mobster salesman / enforcer / evil wizard. All right, so because we have multiple jobs in the future because it just seems to be the way it's all going. And then there's but I also have a unicorn that farts rainbows per my sister's request. So if you've ever seen my thing about why the unicorn that farts rainbows name, that was insane. Never thought I'd see that many people get involved in naming a freaking unicorn. And including best-selling authors, which is hilarious. And it's got like all kinds of things. Like, that's my next book, and it's been a lot of fun to write. And I have a 3rd book, which is a horror book featuring demonic possession and a family curse. It's being co-written. That's coming out in the fall as well. So I'm kind of playing with everything right now.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's my master plan. And how about you, Miss Mindy? What's your master plan this year?
I've got a lot of the stuff on the go this year. I just started posting a YA sci-fi thriller on Wattpad, and we've never used Wattpad before. So I've just today posted my first chapter on there, so I'm going to see how that goes, see if I can get some readership going there. I'm excited about that.
You need to send me the link.
It's called I'll send you the link. It's called the Typhon Project, and if you look in there under Melinda Friesen, you'll find it.
Yeah.
So I put that up there. I'm working on writing the third installment in the One Bright Future series. We'll have the second Zombie Ladies book that we're going to be working on. And then this is actually new news, and I haven't announced it yet, but I just am getting an offer of contract for one of my other novels. So that one will be coming to publication soon.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you say the publishing house, or are you going to wait till the contract's signed?
My contract, I'm still in the process of reading said contract, so hopefully the contract is fair and good, and I can sign it, and then I can make the announcement.
Fair enough. Congratulations. You've worked hard at that, and like I said, I really like what I have read of your stuff so far, and same with you, Miss Christine. I've enjoyed all the stuff, because she'll beat me if I don't say nice things about her. Okay, so we got your project. So I guess we have a decent actually interview as of right now. So why don't we get to the wonderful part where you guys tell people where people can find you, Christine?
I'm on Facebook, Christine Steendam, author. Twitter, Christine1991, and Instagram, Christine Steendam.
Yeah.
I have a website, www.melindafriesen.com. Twitter @Melinda Friesen, Instagram @Melinda Friesen, Pinterest, Facebook, I'm Melinda Friesen, #1, not the word one. And of course on Wattpad now, and if you Google me, you'll find me.
Cool. All right. So we have. Give me a second here.
And that, my friends, was the high maintenance ladies of the apocalypse. Christine Steendam has been on the show before. She's amazing talent in of herself. Heart of the Ocean is actually a really, really good book if you like pirate romance. I still want to get into her westerns because I know that's where her heart is, even though westerns aren't necessarily the biggest sellers. But check out Heart of the Ocean. Check out Shadows of the Unseen, because those I have read and I liked. Check out Enslavement by Melinda Friesen. Really, really good book. And check out The High Maintenance Ladies of the Apocalypse. I want to buy this book. You should be after listening to this. And that will do it for this week's episode of Just Joshing. Beyond that, you can support the podcast a couple ways. You can subscribe to it on iTunes or on Podomatic. You can do it one way or the other as of right now. You can buy the books I have. The Watchers now available at MirrorWorldPublishing.com for 99 cents, and will be that way for the foreseeable future. Storm Dancer maintains its $2.99 price point for the ebook. You should pick them up now. You could also subscribe to my newsletter, tinyletter.com/jpantaleresco, JPANTALLERESCO, and that is that. All right, guys, stay out of trouble. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, whatever that is, and stay inspired out there. All right.
Josh.